Everybody, Chevy Nobody Else's Auto. It is 7:30 Sunday evening. Time for some Gearhead Interactive live chat. Got a great group on here and ready to go already tonight. Cream City Pete here, Nut Farm, Kevin Brown, Skippy's back. Pete's here with us. Neil's on. Charles is here. Glad you guys are all here. Looks like we are connecting on Facebook as well. As always, we are live on two formats, both Facebook and YouTube, as you see me glancing back and forth between the two sets of comments. So typically most of our guys are on YouTube, but we do have some guys that like to watch on Facebook, so we keep an eye on that as well. Anyway, Dad's here with us. So back to a normal routine tonight. Obviously, last week we had a big extended auction with our good buddy Tractor Mike as we got back from Kansas City Meekum last weekend. So my week was kind of bananas trying to get caught back up. We'll get into some of that here in just a minute. Hey, Ron Levesque is here. Christine and Sean are here right back with us. Glad you guys made it. But real quick, before we get too deep into anything tonight, Glenn's here with us. A little bit of housekeeping. Autocorrect, please double check your comment. Make sure autocorrect didn't change it into something I don't understand. I do try to catch most comments. I miss a few, but if I can't understand it, I will have to skip it. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. So you will need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto page if you're on Facebook, or the Nobody Show YouTube channel. Those are the only two sets of comments I can see. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page and you just want to watch and hang out, that's perfectly fine, but I cannot see those comments. Trolls, we do occasionally get a troll on here. We've got a couple guys helping us out with that. I'm going to ignore them. You guys make sure that they know they are not welcome here. Austin made it. Ads, we are dealing with ads. It is YouTube's baby, and they are going to run ads. There's nothing we can do about it. We try to work with them best we can. And as always, Super Chats are super awesome, and we do have the Supercharged Super Chat badge warmed up and ready to go for any Super Chats. Also got the Hudson badge ready. We can get it around the wire here. There we go. The Auburn badge ready for a fun night. Hey, there's Bill Disc. But anyway, main topic tonight is going to be the gathering of the nobodies, but I want to get a few other things out of the way before we get too far into the gathering information. Shipments from last week's auction. I did not ship anything this week. There were only a couple people that paid right after the auctions last week. The rest of them came in throughout the week. I had to run Dad back to Kansas City on Thursday for a checkup. Alex here with us. So I just, and by then it was Friday. So my plan at this point is I will start shipping tomorrow or Tuesday. And since we're coming up on the end of the year, I'm going to clean up everything. There's a handful of stuff out there that are onesies and twosies. I'm going to go ahead and ship those. I assume you guys want to do some auctions tonight. We still got a lot of cool stuff we didn't get to last week. Plus I threw some more in there. So we'll go through whatever we do tonight, and I will start sorting all that out, and boxes will be going out this week. Hey, there's Mark on the shipments. So that's kind of where we're at on those. Now, on the flip side of that, guys, I'm going to ask you if you do have stuff that's hanging. And I know some of you guys don't pay for a couple weeks, and I have zero problem with that. But here's where I kind of want to be since we're coming up on the end of the year. And I don't care if you want to wait till 2 more weeks till we're done or whatever we want to do. But I want to wrap this year up by middle of January. Hey, John Sanderson's here with us. So if you've got stuff hanging, get a hold of me. Even if you pick up, just let me know and try to get me paid. Because as you guys know, when you pick your stuff up, I do mark it paid as it comes in. Kenny Peterson made it tonight. So please work with me on that if you've got stuff hanging, so that by middle of January, if it's still here and it's not marked paid, it goes back in the auction pile to be resold. Just kind of want to get it cleaned up and ready for the new year. Big Job made it tonight. So if you guys can work with me on that here over the next few weeks, we'll get all that stuff out to you. Unless, of course, you're picking up sometime in the near future, then I'll just get it marked paid and keep it in your box. So if you're waiting on something, it will be on the way this coming week. Tractor Mike made it tonight. watching from home tonight since he's not here with us. Stuff from Meekum. A couple videos went up for members this week, so public, those will be going public next week. And as far as the normal videos go, my video schedule's been pretty screwed up lately. Nope, just me tonight, Mark. You guys aren't here. Tractor Mike isn't here. You're stuck with me tonight. So we're just gonna have to deal with it, I guess. I know it isn't as entertaining, but it's all we got. The last several weeks, I've just gotten so busy and my schedule's been so screwed up, I haven't even gotten my Wednesday and Friday videos up consistently. However, this week, that should be back on a normal schedule. I did put up, and there's John Anderson. I did get 2 member videos up, both Wednesday and Friday, both from Meekum. Those will be going public this coming week, and then we'll get back on a normal schedule where we're getting a member video up and a public video consistently every week. So things just got too crazy, and I just have gotten off the rails on getting that done. But I am working diligently to get that back onto a normal schedule so you guys know what to expect when things are coming up. Hudson Badge. But anyway, we've got some fun stuff tonight. Got a full episode ready. We'll see how far I get. I'm pretty wore out and not feeling perfect. So we'll see how the night goes for me. We've got a lot of cool stuff to do tonight. We've got the last promo out of that big Chevy collection, 49 cars that we bought at that 49 promos that Dad and I bought it from that collection of the 84 they sold that day. So pretty excited about that. Well, you guys are going to tell me whether it was worth waiting for the last one or not, or whether I got them out of order and should have done something else last. But we're going to see that here in a little bit. We're going to talk about the raffle. We got a cap, a can, story time. We've got it all ready. We'll see how things go. But Cream City Pete, while I'm thinking about it, are you still interested in that Green International? If you are, get with me this week and let me know what you're thinking or where we're at. I was looking at a bunch. I haven't put any vehicles on eBay in probably 2 or 3 months, and I need to get some stuff listed and try to get some stuff moved. So if you're still interested in that, holler at me before I list it. So I wanted to throw that out if you were on tonight, Pete. And if you're not, fine. I just didn't want to list it until I ran it by you, see if you were still interested in it. But anyway, the big thing we need to talk about. The gathering of the nobodies. As you guys know, we've been talking about this for about a month. This will be the 3rd annual, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback about doing it, which is awesome. I still can't believe you guys want to come here and hang out with each other and meet each other and have fun, but it's awesome that you do. And I think about everybody that has been here for the last 2 years has had a good time. And was excited about it and had fun hanging out with everybody. Obviously, Pete helps us out tremendously with this deal, managing the email list, keeping everybody updated, things like that. So him and I have been talking. You guys have sent your information to him, which is greatly appreciated because we want to. We're never going to make it work for everybody. It isn't going to happen. There's no way. But we looked at the different dates that we talked about. Hey, there's Andy. And based on the feedback that we've gotten, weighing the checks and balances of, the guys that were good both, we were down to May 16th or May 30th. The guys that were good both weekends, the guys that were, no on one weekend. We sat there and balanced it, looked at it. And May 16th is the date that we're going to go with. So that's going to be the date. I've talked to my buddy Mark. He said he would be more than happy to make us a big old roaster of meat again, like he's done the last couple of years, which you guys that have been here know was pretty darn good lunch. There's one thing I heard 0 complaints about. Obviously, the weather hasn't been cooperative. There's been other things that didn't go right. Lunch was never an issue. I never heard anybody who said they didn't like the lunch. So Mark's on board with us. Ryan at the brewery said he's got us down for that weekend. So looks like it's going to be May 16th. That's the one that worked the best. Like I said, we're never going to get it perfect for everybody. Luke's already in. I'm sure he is, Glenn. I think Luke did pretty good by the time he made the rounds to everybody and got a little bit from everybody. So anyway, that's going to be our weekend. Sounds good, Bill? Obviously, we're going to work off the same basic format, which is subject to change, just like it did last year when our friends at Car Auction Real Estate actually happened to schedule an auction that day. No idea if there's going to be an auction that day or not. If there is, we may try to make it. If there's something else going on, we may try to catch it. But kind of roughly going to follow the same format. A lot of you guys do like to come in on Friday. If you want to come in on Thursday, that's fine as well. Rico and Jess usually come in Friday morning. They're huge helps on helping me finalize things, getting things cleaned up. Rico's been out here a ton. So it's awesome because he knows the place very well. He's been out here getting parts so many times. So that helps, and they help kind of finalize things with me and help get a few things put away. And there again, like I said, Rico knows the area extremely well, and that helps tremendously. So so that's, and a lot of guys start coming in on Friday afternoon. We've met at the brewery on Friday night and hung out. I've not talked to Ryan about automotive trivia this year. That'd be awesome if we can do that again. Saturday will be kind of the same type of format as what we followed. Go to the yard in the morning, and then in the afternoon we can come into town and go through my shop and Dad's shop and see what has changed there. And then we all get together again on Friday evening, and then we touch base for a little bit Sunday morning as people are heading out of town. We're going to stick roughly with that format, subject to change if something else cool pops up. Hey, there's Jim Petty. So that's kind of what we're just going to work around that format and modify and adjust as we need to. Obviously, guys I know there's a few of you that are flying in. I know some of you flew in over the past few years. There is a commercial air service into Hayes, which is about 50 miles, Salina, which is about 70 miles, and Wichita, which is about 100 miles. I think Kenny came into Wichita last year, and I think Bill came into Hayes the year before that. So it just depends. If you guys are going to be flying in, kind of let us know who is, and maybe we can coordinate. If there's a couple people coming into one, maybe you guys can split a rental car or something like that. It just depends on how all that works out. Hotels. Pete and I talked about that again today. The first year I got a block of rooms, but most people just made their own reservations anyway. So hotels, and there again, guys, we're going to discuss this over the next month. We've got plenty of time. We're actually starting about a month early this year, and we're going to be about a month later. So we're actually got a little bit of extra time on hotels. We're going to see what you guys want to do. And Andy, in fact, if you're still on here with us, if we can throw a survey up on the No Buddies page or something like that, as far as what people want, either I can go talk to a couple of hotels and try to get a block of 5 or 10 rooms, depending on how many people are coming. Or I can get a list of 3 or 4 hotels that are pretty decent, that are reasonably priced. We can put that information out there. Appreciate that, Glenn. If anybody's coming into Salina, Glenn can help you out. Yeah, no problem, Andy. Like I said, we're starting early this year, and we know that, which is what we want to do. So you guys tell me what you want on hotels. If you guys just want to book them on your own, that's fine. Like I said, we can put a list together. We can get a block of rooms. We'll do whatever you guys want to do. And I know some, Pete said he's had a lot of response from newer people that have not been here before. So if you want to try to, you don't know anything about Great Bend, we'll be more than happy to give you at least give you some hotel options. That's going to depend on kind of what you guys want to do on hotels. We will work with it however you want to. As far as the cost this year, last year we did $20 a head, primarily to help out my buddy Mark with the food. The couches for rent. Hey, there's Wake Up. This year we're going to do lunch. Obviously, will be included. We will do something else, like I don't know if I'm going to do oil cans again, or we'll do T-shirts, or do something different. But there will be destined to become the next Iola. I don't know if it's going to be quite that popular, Pete, but we'll keep working on it. So we're going to have something with it. The cans have been pretty popular. If we come up with a different idea, maybe something different. But we will have something, kind of a memento from the weekend for the participants as well. Hey, there's Hubcap. And so that's all going to be included. I think what we're going to do this year is we're going to go to 25 per person, just to make sure those expenses are covered. That brisket that Mark got last year, I don't know how much it was, but I mean, that stuff just adds up. So I think we're going to do 25 per person, and that will include the memento and lunch. Hey, Nathan's Mopar Garage is back. Haven't seen you in a while, Nathan. Glad you're here. And as always, you can PayPal that to me, send me a check, money order, whatever, to get on the list. As far as the list goes, we're going to kind of play that by ear. We've told, the last couple of years, we've told everybody 30, 35 people. We're starting a little earlier this year. We're going to just kind of leave it open for now and see what happens. And we'll see what happens here after the first of the year as to how many people we have sign up. If we do have a big run on people, we may have to kind of pump the brakes and say, okay, we've already got a lot of people on. We may have to pump the brakes on it and slow it down a little bit and cap it at that point. But at this point, we're just going to kind of let it flow and see what happens and see how many people sign up. Hey, there's Buick, man. Appreciate that. Hit the like button. So keep that in mind. And basically, as far as we're concerned at this point, registration is open. If you want to make sure your spot is reserved, you can send me a PayPal tonight. $25 times however many people are coming, and we'll put you on that list that Pete and I will be maintaining and keeping track of. Hey, there's Nate. If once you've paid, Pete will put you on a separate email list for the specific updates. Now, the Mark's in; he's ready to go. Pete will keep everybody updated as to what's going on. But once you've paid your 25 per person, there will be a specific kind of a priority list as far as the details are concerned. So just keep that in mind. Pete said I'll be more than happy to keep everybody on the email list updated, but it will be kind of a priority list once you've paid, just to make sure that something doesn't get missed to the people that have already paid to sign up. Perfect, Pete. Appreciate that. badboychevrolets@gmail.com is the email address Pete uses to help us out with this. Tremendous help in keeping organized this thing and put it together. So Pete needs a huge shout out for the help. He volunteers to help put this thing together, and I can't thank him enough. And we all need to, thank Pete for the extra work he puts into this deal to make it work. Hey, there's Big Rig Brett. So that's kind of what we're looking at. May 16th is the weekend. We will play it by ear as far as any other activities, just like sliding the auction in last year. If there's something else cool that's car related and we can squeeze it in, by God, we'll do it. We'll make it work. We'll try to do something. It might be wrong, but we'll try to do it anyway. So keep that in mind, guys. Let me know as you can, like I said, you can PayPal me. Just make sure you put on there that it is for the gathering and the names of who's coming so we can keep that list current. If you add it to auction winnings tonight, that's fine. Just make sure that it's noted on there what it's for so that I can keep keep my files correct and keep the correct information fed to Pete to keep things tied together on his end. So anyway, it's not much better than that here right now, which sucks. Yeah, it's not bad. We're showing 27, which is supposed to be like 11 tonight, so I'm not a fan of that either. And that's another good point, Pete. Send Pete an email with your information to make sure if you're not sure that you're on there or not. So I know we've been talking about it a lot. Hey, Ryan and Amy, I know we've been talking about it for the last month. I hope getting this put together a little earlier is going to help people plan a little better. I hope going about a month later that maybe we'll get a decent weekend. We've had rain and we've had snow. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this year's our year, right, guys? That's one good thing about where you're at now, Big Rig Brett. You're in Arizona, so it's much better there. So does anybody have any other questions, comments, concerns at this point on the third annual gathering of the Nobodies, May 16th? Because obviously, this entire deal is as much about you guys or more about you guys than it is me. So we want to do it right. We want to do what you're doing. Kevin Brown's in. Perfect. So like I said, as your registrations start coming in, we will start an official list. And we'll just kind of see how that list fills up over the next few months as to the amount of people we think we're going to be able to handle. And as always, at any point, if you got a question or comment, just throw it up. Nobody's parade in town. Perfect, Skippy. Appreciate it. Okay, sounds good, Nut Farm. But anyway, that's where we're at now. So hopefully you guys that are flying in, this is going to give you plenty of time to get a good rate on a flight. And you guys let me know what you want to do on hotels. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The last two have been great. Hey, there's Steve Reed. Pete and I talked about it today. Neither one of us have really gotten much negative feedback about people that weren't happy about coming. I think everybody has a good time. It would be, it'd be great, for any of you guys that can fit it into your schedule to make it. I perfectly understand if you can't. Like, I know Big Job would love to come, but they run dump trucks doing asphalt and building roads. So, I know it's just not feasible for him. That's their busy season. So that just happens. There is no perfect date. We just try to do the best we can, and we appreciate your guys' support and working with us on it. So. 73 that paved with water and snow. So anyway, guys, that's what's going on. I hope it works. I hope we get to see a bunch of you in April. We will keep talking about it. We will keep reminding you about it. If you have questions, you can always holler at me. You can email Pete. Bring it up next week in the chat. We've got plenty of time now, so let's make it the best one that we've ever had. And really nail down a solid platform to work off of for the future. So, sounds good, Brett. Yeah, hopefully Hubcap, maybe that'll work. Yeah, Waycamp, you're not that far away, so you don't have too much of an excuse. So anyway, you could play hooky. That's true, Big Job. That's right. Brett's in dump trucks now too. So, okay. I guess that's where we're at. So we'll keep talking about it. We'll keep finalizing the details. You guys let us know your feedback, and we'll keep working that direction. Hey, there's Mark Talene. Real quick, let's catch the No Buddies page. See what you guys got going on over there. Hey, there's David D. What's happening on the No Buddies page? Oh, Glenn's got the 37 out. Been driving the wheels off that thing, I bet. Matt, looks like a cool YouTube project coming up. Lots of cool things happening. I appreciate you guys posting up what you've got going over there. Glenn's got more stuff posted. Oh, posted the cars from Meekum. Did you guys see the post that Glenn threw up of the transport going in Salina. I believe I was in Salina, Glenn, where you took that. Did you guys see those pictures that Glenn put up of the transport? The 35 coupe on the front of that transport, I actually bought that car. The buddy of mine had to catch a flight, so he's like, try to get that 35 coupe bought. So we got it bought. So pretty cool to see what you guys all have going and keeping everybody up to date on the No Buddies Facebook page. If you're not on there, jump on there, answer the questions. Andy or Zach will get you into the group. And stay up to date with everybody's projects on Facebook. Alec likes the videos of the ride through the yard. I tell you what, Alec, those loader cruise videos have been doing extremely well. It was just a fluke deal. About 4 or 6 weeks ago, it was actually before we went to Vegas. When we were getting ready to fly out for Vegas, I was thinking, well, I need to shoot some pictures or shoot some reels to have, so I can throw a couple things up while we're out of town, just to kind of keep things moving, so the page just doesn't sit there for 4 or 5 days and not do anything. So I was moving some cars. We're driving around the loader. I literally just stuck my phone out the window and just hit record and called it a little loader cruise. And they've been doing exceptionally well. So I keep doing them. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's all that amounted to, Alec. It was just kind of a, well, let's try this. So that's what we did. And it seemed to work. So. Let's catch the raffle real quick, because we really didn't talk about it much last week. Yeah, there you go, Brett. Start hauling cars. This month's raffle, the Wyandotte Cab Over Wrecker. Probably late 40s, early 50s. The rear wheels have been repainted, I believe. Other than that, this thing is original. So, super killer December raffle, like we talked about. Hey, Action Motion. Probably 75 years ago, some kid probably opened this on Christmas morning. And now here it's going to be shortly after Christmas, but one of you guys is going to be opening this up for just a little bit later Christmas present. Hey, there's Mary. So who's in it so far at this point? Who is in the big Buick oil can? So far, for the first couple weeks, we're going to be giving this away. When are we going to do this? What is today? Oh, yeah. I don't know if it was going to the 28th or the 4th, because the 31st is literally on a Wednesday. It is, Andy. I almost regretted throwing it into the raffle. I've had it for probably 6 months, and I've really been trying to balance. Am I going to let it go? Am I going to keep it? And, hey, there's Chai Savage. And then after I showed it to you guys, then I was having second thoughts, but it was too late. Yeah, that's the raffle. It's too late. Who's in here? Who is in the big Buick oil can as of right now? Mark Tilleen, Tim B. We had Aiden Henderson, who won 10 free ones in last month's drawing. Ron Levesque, Austin McCoy, Randy Ellenberger, and Ron Levesque. Rex CBR. Good to see some new names on here tonight. And I had another idea. I was thinking. Yeah. Check that out. Hold up. Hold up, Supercharged Super Chat from the Rusty Okie. Boom. Supercharged Super Chat. Every time we get a Super Chat, we bust out the original 1935-36 Auburn Supercharged Boat Tail Speedster Supercharged Hood Badge for Supercharged Super Chats. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. First supercharged super chat of the night. Ralph Frazier. Glad you're here. So anyway, having one of them there idea things. As far as the raffle goes, I think what we're going to do is, like I said, last month at the end of the drawing, we pulled one more name, and Aiden Henderson got 10 free entries into this month's raffle. We've been doing that. You guys are familiar with that. Well, you always got to, if you didn't win, you got a shot of getting drawn and being in this month's. I got me another one of them ideas. How about we do that a little more often? So maybe like right now we'll draw a name and give them 5 additional entries. How's that sound? Why don't we try that and see how that works out? Hey, there's Kevin L. So what do you think about if we just draw a name right now, and whoever's name we draw out, they get 5 more free entries into the raffle? And maybe we do that next week. And maybe we'll do that regularly, and maybe we'll do an extra 10 entries one night. Who knows? We may get crazy with it. We'll see. But let's this month we're giving away this Wyandotte record. This is the December raffle piece. Original paint, late 40s, early 50s, Wyandotte tow truck. The rear wheels have been painted, and they put a piece of string on the cable. But other than that, it's an original cab over style Wyandotte toy truck. All right, Kevin L. hit us with another supercharged super chat. Boom. Thanks, Kevin L. for the second supercharged super chat of the night. Yeah, I don't blame you, Brett. I wouldn't have missed the pizza either. All right, thanks, Kevin L. for the second supercharged super chat of the night. Now, let's pull a name out, and let's give away. Somebody's going to get 5 additional entries into this month's raffle. Starting right now, yanking a name out of the Big Buick oil can. These are $1 per shot. Every dollar you send me, put your name in here one time. $5 you enter 5 times, $10 you enter 10 times. Unless you win 5 more right now, which could happen. Let's see who's going to get 5 additional ones. Aiden Henderson. He got his from last time. We're going to give him 5 additional. And like when we've done these bonus drawings in the past, they do not affect you at all. So you go right back into the Big Buick oil can for the main drawings. Yeah, no kidding. So we'll try to do a little bit of that, maybe kind of liven things up a bit. So, but obviously that means you want to get your raffle entries in as soon as possible. Because if we do a couple of those a month, you've always got a chance of getting a few extra shots in there. So, I think we'll do this on January 4th. Jeff from Ottawa's here. Let's do it January 4th, and then that still gives us plenty of time in January for the January raffle. So January 4th on the Wyandotte truck this month. All right, guys. You guys ready for the promo? I think we'll do a promo. Then maybe we'll get in some auction stuff. Then we'll do the cap, the can. This is a cool can. The badge is awesome tonight. You guys ready for the promo? The last one. The last Chevy promo. We got tons of Chevy promos, but this is the last one out of this big dealership collection that Dad and I bought September of last year. John needs more promo. We got plenty of promos. But it looks like Nut Farm's getting a little thirsty, so we better give you one of those too. This auction was September 7th of last year. They sold 84 promos. Here is a sampling of the table from the auction. There were 84 promos. And we ended up with 50 of them, but one of them was for Tractor Mike. So Dad and I ended up with 49 promos out of the 84. We've looked at 48 of them. Here's number 49. Now, if you guys, we got a few new guys on here with us. These cars were the Chevy dealer. It was a small Chevy dealer in Northwest Kansas or North Central Kansas. Each year, the promos that they liked, they took them home, put them on shelves in their living rooms, and they were never touched again. No boxes. They did not save any boxes, but the promos are in amazing condition. So here we go. Without further ado, the final promo from the Big Chevy promo collection from that big auction a little over a year ago. And I think it's one of the better ones. You guys may or may not agree. We've seen a lot of amazing stuff. Super Sport Chevelles, Corvettes, Camaros, station wagons, C10 pickups. We've seen a little bit of everything. This particular promo is one that of this series or this style, this body style of Chevrolet, in fact, that I've always admired. I've always collected promos. These cars have always been so hard. Skippy's got his nitro pill ready. So hard to buy. Obviously, they're extremely popular. They're not extremely common, and being able to get a hold of one for our collection was pretty cool. Especially after admiring these for years, especially as a kid trying to buy promos, could never afford anything like these when I was a kid trying to buy promos. So this one, it's pretty cool to end up with some of these. So without further ado, the final final car is a Corvette in tuxedo black, the 1965 C2 Coupe. I remember seeing a few C2 cars promos over the years. This is a fuel injected car. If you can tell by if you guys can make out the fender badge on it, there goes the hearts. That's awesome. Obviously, it has a flat hood, so obviously a fuel injected car would not be a big block car. But this is an all original tuxedo black 1965 Corvette Coupe, red guts. And like all these promos, original tires, original hubcaps. The bumpers are not chipped up. They're not busted up. Condition is just excellent. It has been on all of these. We see the license plate on the back, 1965. The backup lights are there. The tail lights are there. Yep, that's what it would have been, Glenn, a 375 horse, 327. Fuel injected, 1965 black Corvette Coupe. Sensory overload, yeah. So, like I said, if you're into promo models, these C2 Corvettes are tough to buy. They've always been tough to buy. There's been a few opportunities I've had over the years where I've seen them and had chances to buy them, but they're so valuable and so hard to get a hold of that there was plenty of people there. These cars weren't cheap, but they weren't full retail either. So, if you guys remember, we had the red 65 Corvette Roadster, and to top it off, the black 65 fuel-injected Coupe. So there you go. That's it for the for that collection. So I do have a few more promos that I have bought over the last little over a year. So we've still got 4, 5, 6 promos that we haven't looked at. After that, we'll just have to kind of play it by ear. We've got tons of promos. There's like 40 or 50 more right over there in another case that we've looked at, but it's been 3 or 4 years. So we'll see how things go as far as promo models go, but we've had a ton of fun with them. I don't want to quit doing them. So we'll kind of keep working our way through. Hey there, Steve. Mike from Texas is here. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's any of those Chevy promos that we want to dig out again and check out some more, just holler at me. We can always get them back out. But there you have it. You've seen them all 49 of them on the promos from the Chevy dealer collection from a little over a year ago. Okay. You guys want to do some auctions again tonight? I know we did a bunch last week. You guys up for a few more tonight? Because there's still a lot of cool stuff we never got to last week. Plus, I threw some more cool stuff in there today. So are we up for auctions tonight, or do we have too much last week? You guys still on overload from last week? What are we going to do if you... Pete's ready to go. Yes, I did get you, Mark. I did get yours. Got it. I think I came when we were at Meekum when we were out of town, but it is here. You are in the raffle, and I've got that plate out there ready to go. So, okay, sounds good, Kevin. Yep, we can do that too. Mary's ready. Hey, there's Billy. Never too many auctions. Okay. Yes, I did get your check as well, Kevin. I think I got 3 checks this week. I don't remember. They're out on the shipping table right now. I've got 148 Cadillac, Chris. There's a 48 Ford. I've got the video up on YouTube if you want to check it out. Never too many auctions, just not enough money. Okay, it seems like the general consensus is let's do some auctions. So, hey, good. Glad to hear it, Steve. Oh, also, Steve, did you still want drive-in speakers? I've still got a few guys on those drive-in speakers from a few months ago. I forgot to bring that up. We'll try to touch base on that as well and see who is Christine is ready to go on driving speakers. I was going to ask you that yesterday, Steve, when you were here and forgot. Let me rearrange here. Let me drag the auction boxes over here. Yeah, I do, Andy. I've got a fresh one, believe it or not. It's literally fresh out of the tranny shop, overhauled, cleaned up, wrapped in plastic, sitting right outside the door. Yep. All right, let's get regrouped here. That's very true, Tractor Mike. That is slightly different than it had been in the past, or it was last week. Okay. That's right, Andy. Okay, we've got a lot of cool stuff. We're going to start off with a few small things. As always, Most of the stuff shipping will be included. If we get into some bigger stuff like we did last week, we will announce that at that point. But shipping in the 48 states will be included in most of the stuff tonight. In your final bid, as always, check, money order, Western Union, PayPal, friends and family is all fine. We will go 90 seconds. That's been working out pretty well right here on my phone. I keep my phone right next to the comments. I will tell you when 30 seconds has passed. I will tell you when 60 seconds has passed. When my timer hits 1-3-0, I will announce the winner based on what I see on one of my two screens, whether it is Facebook or YouTube, and that will be the winner. And like I talked about earlier, we will be getting I'm going to be shipping stuff this week, even the onesies and twosies stuff. I'm going to be cranking stuff out this week. And if you've got stuff hanging, get with me. So hopefully by the end of the year, we've got this cleaned up. And here in about a month, middle of January, whatever is left, not paid for, even if it's not picked up, if it's picked up, if it's still here for pickup, but I've got it marked paid, it's fine. I just want to get everything cleaned up so I can clean up my records, clean up what's done for the year, and and have all that done by middle of January. So anyway, if you're non-U.S. buyer, you're more than welcome to play. However, you will have to get me paid in U.S. funds, and you will be responsible for non-U.S. shipping. This thing kind of feeds itself, so obviously spending a ton of money shipping a package outside of the U.S. would kind of deplete the funds to keep replenishing the auction pile. So anyway, let's get rolling. We'll start off with something a little bit different tonight, something kind of small. I will announce all the bids as I see them on the first few items on whichever format's on, so you guys can get a feel for where your delays are at based on what you're seeing. There is a delay based from what I'm seeing to what you're seeing, so I will announce bids as I see them, and then you guys can see what I'm seeing based on how I'm announcing it and what you're seeing on your screens, and try to figure out where your delays are at. So we're going to shake things up a bit, try a couple of different things tonight. Still got a lot of caps, cans, grease caps. Don't have really many emblems tonight. I got some cool plates, but we're going to have some fun with it. So we're going to start off with some couple things here that we haven't done in a while and see what you guys think, kind of get a feel for where things are at with a few cheaper pieces to start with. We're going to sell you a couple of spark plugs. The first one, this one is a Champion Y5 in the box. There's got to be two on this. Y5 still on the end. This thing is probably, 30s, 40s era? Hey, Connie. There's one in here, but I don't want to hurt the box, so let's be very careful here. Oh, this is killer. Okay. Check that out, guys. And, hey, Chuck from Australia is here, from down under. And there's the plug. Check out the top of the plug. It's got this little Champion cardboard cap on it. That's a tiny little dude. It's probably what we needed for Dad's 39 Cadillac. It was kind of a weird plug like that. I wonder if that's the same as the 39 Cadillac. So that's pretty cool. Let's wrap this back up in its original Champion paper. Okay, it's all back together in one piece. Along with that Champion plug, you're going to get another Champion plug. This box is a little bit rougher, but it's still super killer. It also has the plug in it. And this thing's a monster of a plug. Still has the little cardboard cap on it. Look at that big boy. Champion, 3 calm. So I don't know if it's like a tractor plug or what. So anyway, let's try something a little bit different. We got any spark plug guys out there? You're going to get the pair for 1 bid. Andy is now. So kind of cool. Let's go ahead and get rolling on the champion plugs. Room full of champions. That's right. Christine, 10. There you go, big job. They make great Christmas ornaments. Good idea. 30 seconds gone. John, 11. Kevin, 11. Hey, Hippie, glad you made it. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. John and Kevin hung up at 11, but I don't think that's going to hold anyway. Christine, 12. $1 increments. There could be a sniper in there. Andy, 15. Big job, 20. Few seconds left. We're coming out of the wire. Big job at 20. And Big Job gets it done at 20. Mark had a 21 just a couple seconds too late. Those are cool, though. We've got a few other plugs out that we'll be squeezing in here in just a bit. So we got a couple more tonight, and some of these just the boxes are so cool. And there's a couple of cool plugs themselves too. So let's catch up. Let's see. Let's do a plate. We got a toy truck, and then we got a couple horn rings. We'll just see if we do 1 or 2 of those tonight. Some hubcaps. Let's catch a plate. That's right. Big Job scores first tonight. Yeah, there you go, Big Job. Yes, John, we do have some cans. We got some cans as well. We'll squeeze one of them in here in just a little bit, but let's catch a plate going back 86 years to 1939. Pretty decent plate considering this thing is original paint and 86 years old on this, and it's kind of heavy too. 1939 Kansas. This is a pretty good looking plate. It does have a few extra holes in it along here. These were kind of an off-white with black numerals and letters. Backside doesn't look too bad. It's got a little bit of discoloration in the white, but this thing's 86 years old. It's flat. It's not bent up. It's not beat up. It just has a couple of extra holes in it. This is kind of a roughly standard size plate. It's in that 6x12 area. Just a little over 12 actually by just under 6. So very well could have, John, something like that. So anyway, let's do the 39 plate. Let's get a toy. We need to grab a can. We got a lot of fun stuff to happen tonight. So let's go on the 39 plate. John 10, Ron 10. $30 seconds gone. Ron at 12. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Ron at 12. John, 13. Working our way down to the end. John at 13. Hubcap at 15. At the last second, hubcap at 15. I was just about ready to call it, and boom, it popped up. Nick at 14. At hubcap at 15. Those things, some of these get pretty tight right there at the end. That's for sure. Let's catch a toy tanker truck. This is a little bit different. This is a London toy. It looks like a big Tootsie, but it's a London toy. It needs repainted, but it's not busted up or broken. It has to appear to have all original tires on it. Take a look at this little tanker truck. Like I said, most of the paint is chipped off, but the body is in pretty decent shape. It is a cab over type design. See, it has like tanks kind of molded into the side of it. The bottom's all open. It does say London Toys on it. All the tires look original. They all match. Let's put it that way. All the tires actually match. So if anything's been replaced, they've all been replaced. John at 10. Glenn at 10. It is about 5 3/4 long. So it's almost 6 inches long and about 1 3/4 inches high. So a little under 2 high on the little London Toys tanker. John and Glenn hung up at 10 as we hit the timer. Glenn 12, Christine 12. John 15. It is kind of the John and Glenn show, but Christine got in the middle of it too now. So 30 seconds gone, 60 seconds left to go on the little tanker. Glenn at 18. John 19. Christine 21. That's right, big job. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Christine at 21. We're getting towards the end. We got a few seconds left to go. And that does it. Christine gets it done at 21. How about a cap? Where's our Chevy guys at? This thing's been repainted, unfortunately. I think it would have looked really cool before they kind of slopped a little extra paint on it. This is a mid-50s Chevy pickup cap. See the bow tie stamped in it right there. This was supposed to be kind of a dark blue back there. We can kind of see that under the white. But a relatively straight cap, not all beat up, not all rusted out. I'd kind of clean the bow tie up a little bit so it's a little more prominent, and it would make a great wall hanger. I believe this is half ton, right at 10 inches in diameter, so a nice size. It is a factory painted cap. It was never chrome. Is that with all this extra stuff that ran down here in the groove? Is that what you're seeing, John? And if we look at the back, you can see where the bow tie is actually stamped in. And I don't know if you guys will be able to tell very clearly or not, but you can actually, there you can kind of see the stamping of the bow tie in the backside. So you can see this is all stamped into the metal on the little Chevy pickup bow tie hubcap. And here we go. John, 5. $30 seconds gone. Where's our Chevy guys at? Kevin, 7. One minute gone. John at 8. In the garage working on your junk. I guess that's a good comeback, Andy. We're taking away $1 increments on this. Somebody's going to jump up and snipe this one. Kevin, 12. Pete, 13. And that does it. Pete at 13. All right, let's catch a can. Got one of the horn rings out too. Let's see some other plates, some earlier plates. This can here looks pretty decent. We did an antifreeze quart last week. This is another antifreeze quart. This one, Z-Rex from DuPont. This is an actual steel metal quart, just like the oil cans. We still see the steel seam over here. This was drained from the bottom. The top is still intact. Man from the farm made it tonight. Z-Rex non-evaporating antifreeze and anti-rust. It also does have the scale on the back, the mixture scale. Nice gold color with blue lettering and the red DuPont. Pretty sharp can. Standard size quart, just like an oil can, just an antifreeze can. So we've got John at 20 is our high bid. So here we go. John at 20, we're live on the timer on the Z-Rex quart. Build this home state. Wilmington, Delaware. 30 seconds gone. I do have I have some cool STP cans that I don't have them cleaned up yet, Andy, but I do have some coming. One minute gone. That would work great for that, Bill. You should have the small one to go with it. I bet so, Chuck, since a lot of that stuff was the same. Christine at 21. Coming out of the end, Christine at 21. Kevin at 22. And Bill came in at 26, but it was too late. Kevin at 22 as it hit 130. Bill was at about 131. Kevin Brown at 22. Let's catch another plate. This one I think's been clear coated. Something's been done to this one, but it is still cool, especially considering it's 1933. Trying to mix some other states in on some of this stuff. 1933 Ohio. Now, this is how I got this plate. It's been clear coated or something. I'm not sure what. The backside looks like it had more black to it. I don't know. The letters and numerals are obviously black. I don't know for sure what happened on this plate, but something has been modified on the finish. Now, the plate itself, it's solid. It's straight. It's not wadded up. You know, it's 92 years old. So, I mean, I expect it's been around the block a couple of times. It is almost 14 by almost 6. So a little bit longer than our standard plate on the 1933 Ohio. So like I said, I'm not sure what the deal is. What do you guys think? It is still a great wall hanger. So, and it still looks cool. I mean, something's not, I don't want to tell you guys it's 100% original because something's been modified on it. Still looks good, especially considering its age. Be a great display piece. And let's go ahead and roll on the 33 Ohio. Yeah, I mean, maybe they did just juice it. I'm not sure. But I just want to be totally transparent that it's not 100% original. "30 seconds gone. No players on the Ohio plate." Maybe nobody likes it. Anti-corrosion cover. Ron, 5. Ron's always up for a good plate. Hubcap, 7. Christine, 6. One minute gone. That could be true. Big job. Mark, 10. About ready to wrap this one up. Mark at 10. Jesse at 12. Big job at 18. And that did it. Okay, that's right. So it's got a D on it, so it's a dealer plate. Big job at 18. That makes sense. Got kind of hairy in there at the last second, but big job at 18. Hubcap at an 11, but it was late anyway. Big job at 18. That got kind of interesting there for a second. Oh, I know you will, big job. All right. We've been having a lot of fun with horn rings and horn buttons, right, guys? Let's do one of these. I've got a couple of them, but we're going to do one right now. We'll see if we do the other one tonight or later on. This is about a 40-41-ish. Yeah, that was tight, Jesse. You almost had it. Well, you did have it for about a fourth of a second before Big Job came in. This is about a 40-41-ish Buick. The ring is slightly bent. The center is still here. We can see we kind of got, where's that at? A little bit of a flat spot on the ring here. But the center is still here. with the Buick crest. This is cracked, but it's still here and intact. Nice, bright, shiny chrome. All intact on the back. You look all tore up there, Big Job. You really do. Kind of a cool piece. There's a lot of hearts flowing. Hopefully that means there's going to be a lot of bids. Hey, Scott's here with us on Facebook. The diameter on the ring is about 11 and a half. The diameter on the center is about 5. It's about 11 and a half overall and about 5 across the center. That's true, John. So this thing actually has a little bit of mass to it with this center. So anyway, yeah, old school airbag. Yeah, you plant your head right there. All right, let's go ahead and get rolling on the horn ring. Kevin L. starting us off at 30. Kevin out of 20. Kevin's covered everybody up at 30 already. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Kevin at 30. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, and it's just crickets. This could be interesting here in just a very short time. We're ticking away. I've got Kevin L. at 30. Coming out of the wire. Here we go. And that did it. Kevin L. got it done at 30. There we go. Bill had a 38. Rusty trigger finger. All right, let's catch a couple more spark plugs. We had fun with those, something a little different. Let's do auto lights next. Auto light resistor. PR4. Let's take a look at this one. Another little dinky guy. You bet you know there is, man from the farm. And we've also got a T9. Spark plug the whole tree. It's never been opened. And it's another big plug. I don't know if it says a year on it or not. I don't see a year on it. Roll it back up. Put it back in its box. So we've got these two auto lights, and there's going to be a third one. This one, check this out. Ignition engineered performance auto light spark plugs. John, start us off at 10. This one's stuck. Oh, cap fell off the box. So you guys know this did just fall off. It will be there, but it fell off. That's a big boy too. So anyway, we're going to roll it back up. That's why it wouldn't slide out of the box. Okay. So there we go. All three in the original box, auto light plugs. John at 10. And we are live and on the timer. Something a little bit different than a couple of assortments of plugs. Oh, I'm sure there is. That doesn't surprise me. Just past the 30-second mark. There's some plugs out there that are pretty valuable. Mary, 15. There was a couple plugs out of this box I was working on today that looked like they were like $50 plugs. And there's some plugs I've seen plugs at auctions bring $200 or $300 a piece. Sean, 20. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Sean at 20. All three of them, one bid. Mary, 25. Andy, 27. Sean, 27. John, 30. All three of them, a couple seconds left. Andy, 31. Big Job, 40. And that does it. Big Job at 40. Holy cow, that got crazy. Andy, 41. They just kept pouring in. Big Job at 40 is who we had at the end. Big Job cleans up all the plugs tonight, which is super cool stuff. That was fun till you lost, yeah. Just sit those with the rest of the plugs because they're all going a Big Job. All right. Let's see what we want to do here. Who wants to do a cool grease cap? We got grease cap guys on tonight. Shout out if you're a grease cap guy. That's true. That would be interesting, wouldn't it, Andy? Pete's ready. We got a really cool grease cap. It's not aluminum, though. It's cast iron. So it's probably for a truck is what I'm guessing. But it's cool. From our friend Ransom Eli Oldsmobile, we've got a really stout Rio cap. Check this thing out. This is a little bit different. This thing is cast iron, not aluminum. Like, most of these grease caps we see, they're aluminum. This thing is like cast. It's internal thread, just like all these are. It's awesome. It is. I have a This is a duplicate, or I wouldn't be selling it. Obviously, has the hex around it. It's not beat up because it's cast iron. If this hits something, whatever it hit is going to lose. Mary, 15. This one is about 3.5 in diameter at the widest point. About 3.5 out here. John, 25. Obviously, this thing is nice and clear and crisp in the stamping here. Mary Lou here with us on Facebook for the first time. Do not have any 27 Studebakers, though, in the yard. But I hope you're having fun hanging out with us here tonight, Mary Lou. You guys are probably getting a little thirsty. We need to get some badges worked in here, don't we? So, a little bit different. A super cool grease cap. John at 25. Let's get this thing on the timer, and away we go. $30 seconds gone. And crickets. Mary, 30. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Christine, 42. Mary, 45. Taking away, getting close to the end. Christine at 50. Pete, 53. And that does it. Pete at 53. Mary at a 55. Sean at a 55. Pete at 53 is who we had at 130. Then by 132, we had two more 55 bids. Pete at 53. Pete just kind of laid low to the end there. We can slide another grease cap in here in a minute, though. Let's catch a license plate. I got another grease cap, another can, and then we'll see how things are going from there. This is a really pretty plate. I think they got the colors really right on this particular year in Kansas. Got some other cool states in there too. Maybe we'll do one or two more of those other states. But this plate from 1960, I think they got it right. Kind of an off-white with a really pretty royal blue. Nothing fancy, just nice, clean colors. This does have the state stamped into the shape of the state stamped in it. It does remind everybody Centennial coming up in 1961. So there's a lot of unique things about the 60 plate. The color obviously stands out. We're saying Centennial's coming up a year later. This is all stamped in the back of this thing. Really a pretty straight plate, no extra holes, not really beat up, good colors. Just a nice, clean 65-year-old plate. So, on the 1960 Kansas plate, let's go ahead and roll with it. And we'll get a can, maybe this other grease cap. We'll see what else we want to do yet tonight. Austin at 10. Just past the 30-second mark. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. We'll just go with that. We'll go 1-on-1. How's that sound? 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Austin want to clarify that. Buddy, you guys going to let him have it for 10? Ron, 18. Mark, 11. I got Ron at 18. Austin at 20. And that does it. Austin at 20. All right, let's do another quart. Everybody's scared of Austin. We actually, that side note, since we were talking about the gathering, we were actually trying to decide, Pete and I were discussing how we were going to do the raffles this year at the gathering. And maybe we need to discuss that as a group as far as, there we go. Yeah. There we go. We'll just have a raffle. There we go. That's one way to do it. We'll just have a raffle where Austin and his dad can't participate. We wouldn't do that to you, but Austin or his dad have cleaned up at the last two gatherings. I'm just saying. This next quart we're going to look at is great. I love this thing. And if you're a Skelly fan, you will too. May 16th, Man from the Farm. May 16th is what we're going to do. That's what seemed to work out for the majority of the people. There's never going to be a perfect date, but May 16th seemed to be the most popular. So that's what we went with. This is a brand new NOS sealed and full quart can. If I have to ship it, I will have to drain it. However, if you are pickup, I can. I'll let you have it full. I just can't ship it full. And now that we've got a date for the gathering, if you do buy some oil cans and they are full and you want to save them till then, if you just pay me and I'll mark them paid and I'll put them in a specific box for you. You can pick them up then. I can ship you your other stuff too. You guys just let me know. So, but this is a great looking can. You can see the metal steel, the seam on the steel can. This is a ribbed quart. This is actually stamped into the metal, which are really cool. Top still sealed, bottom still sealed, still full of Skelmatic automatic transmission fluid. Is this not just a good looking can? You can see the ribs in it, the big red, white, and blue Skelly logo, Skelmatic automatic transmission fluid, improved, approved Dexron type. This is just a pretty can. Great shine to it. A little bit of discoloration right in here, but not bad. Kevin at 10. That's right. Soup can style. Right, Big Job. They're good looking cans. This is no exception. This thing is sharp. So, NOS, Skelmatic automatic transmission fluid. John at 14. And we're live and on the timer. Mary at 15. John, 25. And we're coming up on the 30-second mark. John at 25. Actually, we can do a John Deere can. It's a little rough, but we can do one. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. It's not a show quality Deere can, but you can still read it. So if you want to check that one out, man, from the farm, let me know. We can squeeze it in here in a little bit. Crickets after John's 25. There we go, Kevin, 28. Coming down to the wire, Kevin at 28. And that does it. Ron had a 33 that came in about a second too late. Kevin at 28. John's 30. Ron 33. All just a hair late. Let's see. Do we want to do a John Deere can? We got a grease cap. We got some more cans. We got some regular caps. We got more plates. You guys want to do 2 or 3 more things, or you want to wrap it up? What do we want to do? Your call. I'm going to get a drink. Cans. So we want another can? More. Okay. Plates. I got a grease cap right here. We'll do that. Oh, this is a cool plate. We'll do that plate here in a bit. More of everything. Sniping is definitely an art. There's no doubt about it. Okay, I got a few more things out. We'll see what we got here. This grease cap, I think we've done 1 or 2 of these before. It's still a good looking piece, and I'm sure some of you guys, even if some guys already have it, I think, but there's some people that probably don't, and it's a great looking grease cap. We have not done any flash auctions, have we, Mark? So should we do? Okay, we can do we need to do a flash auction too, don't we? That's a good idea. We have not done any of those yet, Mark. So let's do it like now. Okay. Flash auction, 60 seconds live now on the Nash grease cap. We're 60 seconds. You've only got 60 seconds if you're going to bid on this thing. This is all embossed in here. You can kind of see it on the back, how it's set up. John, 20, Austin at 5. This had nubs on the side where you could put a wrench in them. Had the ring outside there, the starburst on the Nash. Good looking grease cap. It is about 3 3/4 across the front. Mary, 26. Kevin L, 25. Internal threads like these all have. This one does still have some grease on the back side of it. 30 seconds gone. 30 seconds left to go. Mary, 26 is our high bidder. Wrapping this thing up. It's going quick. It's going quick. When we do a flash auction, only going 60 seconds. I've got Mary at 26. Ron, 30. Couple seconds left. Ron at 30. Anybody else going to sneak back in there before we wrap this one up? Mary, 32. And that does it. Kevin had a 31, but it was too late. Mary's 32 on the super cool Nash grease cap. I forgot about that, Mark. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, we're talking about doing some more cans, more plates. This plate, I really like this plate. I've kept some of these. I'm going to sell some of them. And then we got this other can to do, and then we'll see if we're going to do a couple more things or not. I like the Michigan plates because that's where all the cars basically came from back in the day. Toys, I don't really have. I didn't throw any. I got a few more toys out, but that was the only one I threw in the box. And it's a good one, Mary. That's a cool grease cap. I love the Michigan plates because that's where the cars came from. That's the home of most of the manufacturers back, especially in the day when the cars that we all like. This one, 1952, and it's a beast of a plate. Check this thing out. Silver with black letters. I believe this is all original finish, which consider, silver is prone to fade and dull out and scrape. This thing looks pretty darn good for being almost 75 years old. It is flat. It has these, I don't know what these things are. If they're just supposed to be little dash marks in them. It's all stamped into the plate. This is a reverse stamp. The ridge is actually in the back. The front up here, it's actually a groove. This is a heavy-duty plate. 13 3/4. 13 3/4 long, just under 6 high. Mark starting us off at 15. And like I said, I've kept a lot of the Michigan plates. There's some of them I pulled out to sell. This one looks amazing. Mark at 15 on the 1952 Michigan. Just past that 30-second mark. Mark at 15. Okay, that makes sense. That's what Kansas is. So, mark at 15. That's it. These are great plates. I'm surprised we're just at 15. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. That's right. It is actually offset by the bolt hole, where the bolt holes are. You can see that in the back very clearly. So it kind of countersunk your bolts. Mark at 15. I can't believe we're only at 15 on this one, though. Some plates I know are $15 or $20 plates, but this thing is cool. But we're coming down to the end. Mark's going to steal this one for 15. Big job, 20. And that does it. Holy cow. 4 bids right there back to back. I had Big Job first, then I had David D at 20, then I had Ron at 18, then Jesse at 16. So Big Job at 20. All right. Let's do a John Deere can. Who wants John Deere cans? It's a little rough, but it's still cool. On this genuine John Deere power steering fluid quart. It's got some fading. It's got some surface rust, but you can still make out the deer. You can still see all the colors. Not great, but not terrible. Top is intact. Bottom is intact. I don't know how they got the fluid out of this thing. The back does have a little more surface rust on it. You can see the seam. This is a real deal steel can. Original, real deal John Deere power steering fluid metal quart, standard size quart. And let's get rolling on this one. Tractor Mike, -2. Maybe we don't have any John Deere fans on here. I thought we had a few. Sean, 10. There you go, big job. 30 seconds gone. We know their presence for you, but that's okay. We're supportive of it. John at 11. Man from the farm, 25. 1 minute gone. Ticking away. Is Man from the Farm going to lock this one up? Did he knock everybody out with a 25? We're going to find out in a few short seconds. And that does it. Man from the Farm at 25. How about another cap? We've only done that one cap tonight. Awesome, Man from the Farm. This cap's a little bit rough, but it's pretty cool. It's actually rusted out, but we've never done one of these before. We may have done one of the smaller ones. This is a little bit bigger one. I don't think we've done one of these at least. But awesome, perfect. That would be a great spot for it. Triple Diamond International. We got any IH fans out there? How's this for a wall hanger? This is actually a little bit larger. This was like a 1-ton cap. It is rusted out down here at the bottom. So it's not, well, it would work good on a patina truck, but realistically, it's a wall hanger. It's got the IH stamped in there. It's got the ring stamped around the outside edge. The back of it is intact other than that one rust spot that we saw. But pretty good looking caps. Since this is a 1-ton, it's a little bit bigger. Not dramatically, but when you hang it up on the wall, you'll still be able to see what it is because it's a little larger than your standard one. This cap is 12 inches. So it's only a couple inches bigger than like a 1/2-ton cap. But when it's hung up on the wall, you'll still be able to see it. Or you can also use it as a hat. So anyway, something a little bit different, a little bit bigger. Going to be able to see it a little better up on the wall. See how it looks hanging like that. On the IHC cap. So, we got any IHC fans out there tonight? Alien protection device. It would probably work for that. We all know internationals were built pretty stout, right? So this would probably work. I'm guessing. All right. Kevin at 10. John, 15. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. And 1 minute's gone. 30 seconds left. Kevin, 18. John, 19. Bill Disc 22. Few seconds left. Kevin or John going to come back? And that does it. Bill Disc at 22. All right. I think we'll keep moving on. We got a couple more cool things I want to do tonight. We still got lots of cool stuff for next week, but had a lot of fun tonight and a lot of cool things that are going to be heading your guys' way come tomorrow. Anyway, we got a cap, we got a brochure, we got a can, we got a badge, we got a lot of cool stuff to check out. But since we're into caps, I think we'll go ahead and catch our cap next. It was a good time tonight, Big Job. We had a lot of fun. But that's the whole purpose of it. We have a lot of fun, and you guys get to add cool stuff to your collections. Let me move a couple things around here. Get these boxes out of the way. And who's ready for a cap tonight? The hubcap we're going to do tonight. This cap is pretty funky. Actually, it's super cool. And there's a little bit of a story behind it. This thing was a ton of work. But it was worth it. We were, me and Addie were over at a farmstead, gosh, probably 10 years ago. So and it was a guy I'd known for years. I dealt with him for years. He finally ended up going to a home, and his niece was handling his affairs for him. And they were having some auctions, but they were selling a little bit to some of his friends. You know, they were letting some of his friends come in and buy some stuff, people that he dealt with for years. So we're back in one of the outbuildings. No lights or anything in this building. And digging around, looking in the corners, checking for stuff. And because this guy had a ton of cool stuff over the years. A lot of neon signs. In fact, my Oldsmobile neon came from this collection. Dad's Buick neon came from this collection. So the guy had a ton of cool stuff. So when we were in these little buildings, we didn't want to leave any stone unturned. And we're back. You know, we had some of the bigger doors open where we could kind of see some of the stuff. We went back in this little room on the end where there was literally no light. And this is during the day and you couldn't see anything. But we got flashlights. We're peering around. We're looking around. We're trying to find, making sure we check all the corners. And we're clear down at the floor. And I look back underneath this shelf. And back on there's like a shelf here, and then there's the floor. So this is the area that I'm looking at. I see this cap wedged in back between the shelf, the wall, and the floor. And I could get a hold of it, but it wouldn't move. It was literally wedged in there. So we start looking around, and we're trying to figure out how to get it out. It's super cool. We've got to get it out of there. Addie and I are working on this thing. There's raccoon poop everywhere. The raccoons had been in this building. Stuff had been falling off the shelves over the years. But, man, we could see this thing back under the shelf with the light. We could see it. It was there. And we had to get it out. It was, like I said, it was tough. It was buried. And we ended up, I think Addie was down on the floor. I'm going to dust it off. It's a little dusty. Addie was down on the floor, and and the shelf was like nailed to the wall. So it was fairly solid in there, which complicated it even more. But we had, since there was two of us, I was yanking on the shelf, trying to twist the shelf, contort the shelf. And she was trying to reach underneath there and get a hold of this thing. And it was quite a mission, to say the least. But that's what makes this stuff fun, because here we are probably 10 years later still talking about it. But here's what we found, and here's why we went through the effort, and this is why we had to do it. And because of what we went through, it's always been kind of a special cap just because of that. There's a lot of hearts going, so I hope you guys are liking the story, and I hope you guys like the cap. So raccoon poop and all, pulling on the shelf, trying to twist the shelf. Addie's up underneath there trying to get a hold of it. And we got it out. And here it is today, sharing it with you. The Lincoln Zephyr. Now, you guys tell me. I mean, this was probably like a 10, 15-minute ordeal. We got around the raccoon poop. We dug around the other parts. We got the shelf. Like I said, the shelf was nailed in. We couldn't just slide the shelf out and grab it. We had to try to wiggle it, twist it, turn it. But that's what we got out of there, the Lincoln Zephyr cap. So fortunately, we've got it cleaned up a little bit. It's not perfect, but man, it was a challenge to get it out of there. But we've got it. Here it is. And it's a great looking piece. So, glad you think so, Ron. Glad you think so, John. We can see this part of it. It was, the back was against the wall. So when we shined the light under there, we could see this. And I was like, Addie, there's a Zephyr cap under here. She's like, oh. So we're like trying to, yeah, it was a project. But there again, the extra work, the extra effort is what makes you remember it even more. So there it is, kind of a special cap that I don't really plan on ever getting rid of. This is Lincoln Zephyr out of our private collection. So glad you guys enjoyed it. I know I kind of drug it out a little bit, but I really wanted to give you guys the rest of the story. Even though it looks like just a simple hubcap, it's a great looking cap, and we went through the effort to get it. Glad you like it, Chuck. Yeah, that's right, John. Maybe that was it. But we got it out of there, and it's been in our collection ever since. So obviously, needless to say, we were pretty excited about it. So glad you guys enjoyed the effort and the story. The hearts are still going, so I'm going to call that good. How about a brochure? This is a new brochure we just bought, not out of the collection. We actually found this brochure last weekend. We've got a brochure, we've got a can, we've got a badge, and I've got story time. So we'll see how we do on time here over the next few minutes and see how things go. But we do have a new brochure. The hearts are still going. Taking that means you guys like the cap. But this brochure we actually bought last weekend. When we go to Meekum, there's a guy by the name of PJ's Auto Literature that sets up. Thanks, Christine. That sets up at Meekum, Kansas City. And actually, Kerry, the guy that I bought my big collection from, he bought a lot of stuff from PJ's Auto Literature. We always end up buying some stuff from PJ's Auto Literature at Meekum. And this is a piece that Addie picked out last week. So I was like, this thing is pretty cool. And it's a fold open flyer. So it's not one that's going to take a lot of time to go through, but it is so awesome that I really wanted to share it with you guys and see what you guys think of it. Check this out. General Motors. General Motors at the World's Fair, Chicago, 1934 Century of Progress. Brochure and story time. Time to refill the eggnog. There you go, Sean. Like I said, we just found this last weekend. And it's a fold-open brochure. We found the General Motors exhibit one of the most interesting at the World's Fair. Of course they did. It's General Motors brochure. Something new and interesting met our eyes at every turn. I know, John. No, yeah, exactly. I do need to get some white gloves. You guys are correct. Clutch is back. And check this thing out when it's all unfolded. Now, one thing that's interesting that when I started looking at this is not just cars. Obviously, that's primarily what they're focused on, but this actually covers a lot of the companies that GM owned at that time. Now, obviously, we see the cars. I mean, their cars are the focal point right here in the middle. No doubt about it. That's a lot of hearts. The hearts are just boogieing like a river. But all this stuff around the cars, okay. Allison, right here. AC spark plugs. And I don't want to fold this back too much. Hyatt roller bearings, Moraine products. Sounds hubcap awesome. Awesome for the Pioneer Village donations. Okay, Sam. Well, they actually they're changing what they're showing us on the screen as well, Sam. So that's screwing us all up. So we'll try to get this where you guys can kind of see it. I don't want to fold it too bad. So okay, and over here we've got Chevrolet. We've got Delco. Pretty amazing stuff. And I know it's hard to see a lot of this stuff from your guys' end, but it's such an amazing piece of history that I had to share it with you, and hopefully you guys can see some of it. Thanks, Kevin. 69442. That's nice. Now, as we fold this back up, another thing I want to show you, like we talked about all their companies, that's one thing that GM wanted to make very clear, because the back of this literally lists all of the companies they own. So kind of a cool piece, something kind of different. The General Motors Century of Progress 1934 Chicago World's Fair. Just a handout brochure that they handed out to visitors, I'm sure, as they checked out their display in their booth. So, yep, all that stuff. Yeah, that's nice. And it's not the eggnog talking. Thanks, Sean. So, neat piece. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Let's catch story time real quick, and then we'll see if we're going to get to the can and the badge tonight, or we'll see if we're going to put those off until next week. Okay, back in its sleeve. Yes, they did, actually. Let's grab another one of Dad's folders from a car that he did back in the 80s. Let's have a Hudson badge, too. And here we go. Story time. A car that Dad did in, when was this? 1983. Here's the original ticket from when he bought it, October 4th of 1982. It was a trade-in at the Buick dealership that Dad worked at on this 1975 Plymouth Duster that he paid $400 for. But you think about it, it's definitely a different time. But it was a 7-year-old used car for $400. So that'd be like buying a 2018 that needed a little bit of work for $400. So here's the car when it was done. Now, it took some work to get this way because he did paint the whole car. He said that was actually the main problem with it, is the paint was really bad on it. So he did actually paint the whole car. So let's go through the work orders on this thing. It had 76,221 miles on it when he bought it for $400. Now, the work order. We look at these where Dad logged everything he did and the time he spent on it, and we've also got the tickets. Had to put tires on it, mountain balance tires, R&R Speedo, install seat belts, replace windshield, pack front wheel bearings, had to put a brake hose on it, put brake pads on it, R&R the front seat, so it probably had some work done on the front seat. That sounds interesting. The Ruster. Of course, lube oil and filter, power steering hose, align front end, body work and paint, install radio, adjust valves, repair fuel gauge, service transmission. He put a consolette in it because Dad remembered he put a little short Buick consolette in it, like a 73 Buick consolette, which Buick man knows what these are. It has a little roll top on it. Put an antenna on it, had to replace a heater hose, trunk carpet, cleanup, safety inspection, and the ad to sell it. So, he had $80 in outside repairs, which is probably fixing the seat, and $230 in parts plus the cost of the car. The rest of it was just his time. Doesn't sound like a bad deal, hippie. So obviously he put a lot of hours in this car, but not much money. Now the paint on this particular car is kind of a dark blue. And it was basically, because Dad remembered doing this, it was a custom mix. He dumped together blue until he had enough blue to paint the car. Whatever blues he had, he poured them into one can until he had enough to paint the car. It was relatively close to what the car was originally. So that's what it got painted. So a lot of time, a lot of hours went into this, but that's, kind of how, that's what Dad did to make extra money. He was service manager at the Buick store, but this is what, raised me and my sister, was this stuff. So did have to buy some paint supplies, probably some reducers. I'm guessing there's 2 gallons of Ditzler on here and some 3M, probably some sandpaper. 1 gallon of Ditzler DTL 16 was $6.56. 1 gallon of DTR 601 was $7. So I don't know if one was a reducer and one was a sealer. You about can't get a drop for $6 anymore. It is one of a kind. Brake pads, probably Ribestus. So here's the repairs on the seat from Ingersoll's Auto Trim and Upholstery. And the ad. March 1 of 1983, must sell 1975 Duster, well equipped, safety inspected, excellent condition. From the Great Bend Tribune. So, how did the deal work out? Let's see here. At $726.93 in it, money-wise. With the upholstery work, the parts, the cost of the car. But obviously a ton of time. He figured 20 hours just in painting it, getting it ready. So, yeah, that's true. Big job. And sold it for $1,400. So almost doubled his money for his labor. Now, you obviously spent a lot of time on it. And in today's world, when labor rates are well over $100 an hour, it doesn't sound like a great deal. But back then, I think internal labor rates, I don't know if he's got it noted on here. Let's see. Yeah, see, he figured the labor rate, and he based this off of the internal rate at the dealership. Because the dealership had, like your regular customer pay rate, they had a warranty rate, and they had what was called an internal rate, where like if sales traded for a car that needed some work, they had to send it to the shop to get repaired. So he based his labor rate off of the internal labor rate at the dealership he worked at. The internal labor rate in 1982-83 was $8.50 per hour. That's what he's got it figured out. In fact, he noted it right here. So he was figuring the labor at $8.50 an hour. So when you figure, the shop's charging $8.50 an hour internal, probably $10 or $12 an hour customer pay. That meant, the techs were probably making $4 or $5 an hour, which I know is crazy in today's world. But when they're charging $8.50, the tech was probably making $4. So the fact that, he basically made almost $700 on one deal. He had a lot of hours in it. It was a lot of evenings and weekends, but not a bad deal. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are around 130 on regular cars. You get into heavy duty stuff, and it's 150, 200, 200 an hour on some heavy duty stuff. But so, it's crazy to think about in today's world. But there again, that's where I grew up in the shop, because Dad was in the shop every night and on the weekends working on this stuff, because that's what made the extra money. So I hope you guys are still enjoying these. I mean, we've had a ton of great response to doing this, what we've called story time. $130 the Volkswagen dealership where Sean's at gets you 45 minutes. So not even an hour. So they're more than 130 an hour. But so like I said, I hope you guys are still enjoying it. It's fun for me. It's fun for Dad that you guys are having a good time with this, because it's what I grew up on. It's a big part of how I ended up where I'm at, and it's kind of cool to go back and reminisce and look at it. So I'm glad we've had such a great response, and you guys are having fun with them. Glad you enjoy them too, Christine. Okay. I guess we got a few minutes. We can squeeze a badge in the can in real quick, and then we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Tonight's can, I love this can. I got it at a swap meet here not too long ago. I do not think it is in the oil can book, though. This is an OE can, and there are some OE cans in here, but not a lot of OE cans. But I'm going to double check and see. It is not in the oil can book. So not in the oil can book tonight. But it's a great can. I love this can. It is a metal quart rear axle lubricant. Special formula, by the way. Yeah, rodents are good for that. They will definitely chew up wires. And yep, wires getting ate up by a mouse are not covered under warranty. So, but tonight we have from our friends at AMC the American Motors rear axle lubricant can. Super cool American Motors logos on the side. Not for use in engines because it is rear axle lubricant. Has the original group number, part number on it. This is a factory OE AMC can. It is new old stock. It is still full of gear lube. Yeah, I love it. It's a great piece. Always use American Motors premium quality rear axle lubricant in all Rambler rear axles for maximum performance and protection. It does have a little bit of paint loss up here, but OE dealer cans are tough to find. We've talked a lot about the black, red, and white GM ones from the 70s. Obviously, we love our big Buick oil can. But finding OE manufacturers cans are much harder than finding oil company cans, because back then, most towns had these dealerships, but they only had one unless it was a big town, where they had gas stations on every corner. So finding OE manufacturers cans are not as easy. And that's why I thought this thing was super cool with the AM logos on the sides. Had to add this one to the collection. And it's full and brand new. So cool can. I thought it was a cool can. It looks like you guys like it as well. I thought it was a great piece. That's right. Exactly. Rambler Scrambler Coach. It was Kenosha's finest for sure. Let's go ahead and catch a badge real quick, and then we'll be about ready to wrap this thing up. I appreciate you guys hanging in there tonight. From the 1929-1930 era, going back to some of our enamel badges. I know some of you guys have seen these, but I bet there's a lot of them that you guys probably don't remember, and there's a lot of new people on there that haven't seen them before. The 1929-1930 Dodge Brothers truck radiator badge. Well, hang in there, hippie. We just got a few more minutes and we're going to wrap her up. So check this thing out. There goes the hearts. That's a good sign. The more hearts I see, the more I think you guys are enjoying what we're doing. This has wings coming up both sides of it. The Dodge Brothers in the blue and gold enamel, the DB below that. This is the ones that pressed onto the radiator shell. They had where it pressed flat on the back of the grill shell. But it is a great looking piece. This is a gold colored one. These were also available in silver. I don't have a silver one. I think this is the only one we've got, but it's a great looking piece. Kind of a statement piece. It is 2¼ inches in diameter. So it is definitely large enough to see being over 2 inches on the 1929-1930 Dodge Brothers radiator shell emblem. So anyway, told you we'd squeeze that stuff in there real quick and get ready to wind things down. I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Glad you guys hung out. Hope you had a good time. Seemed like everybody had a blast tonight. We had great auctions. And like I said, I'm going to start shipping stuff this week and try to start cleaning up all the loose ends. The gathering, when you know you're ready to come, if you want to get, you bet David D, get $25 per person. As soon as you get that to me, we will get you on the list, and then we'll see how the list builds over the next couple of months as to whether or not we would have to close registration if there's too many people coming. I don't see that happening, but you never know. Glad you're here tonight, Mary. Glad you made it back for a while, Sam. So mark that down on your calendars. May 16th, the Gathering of the Nobodies. I understand that some of you guys it just doesn't work for, but it's been fun the first 2 years. We've had great groups the first couple years, and we've had a ton of fun. So I will check that out, Mary, and look it up. Check last week and this week and let you know. Yeah, hopefully you make it this time, Bill. Thanks, Sean. So anyway, we'll start working on that list. We'll start hammering out the details. But I do know that we have the room at the brewery, and Mark did say he would make us some lunch. So as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty much a win at this point. And I know you guys that have been here the last couple of years probably feel the same way. So anyway, finals week. Yeah, that's no fun. Just depends on when your finals are, because it's going to be the weekend. So depends on how your schedule works out. Have not heard anything out of Norma or Mark Falcon in quite some time, actually. Big job. In fact, I probably haven't heard anything out of either one of them in over a year. So not really sure what's going on with either one of them as of late. And that does happen. I mean, life happens, and I understand that. I super appreciate you guys that have been on for a long time and have been longtime supporters. We've got a lot of new people here, Sean and Christine and several others, that it's been great having them in part of the group. Hippie hasn't been around that long, but you guys keep coming back. And it is a cyclical deal, and I understand that. But that's why we try to do different things too. But I have not heard anything out of him in a while either. Don't really know what happened with him. I could have told you his name any other time, but I'm drawing a complete blank on it right now. But don't really know what happened with him either. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Hippie. We've done it, as of right now, we've done it 289 times, guys. Episode 289. I see. That makes sense, Tim. Makes perfect sense. And I know there's not a good answer for everybody, but hopefully it makes something work. That's what I was thinking about the other day, Big Job. We have not heard anything out of Brian Dispatch in a while. He was having some health issues, and we did know that. But I never did hear anything and have not heard anything from him in quite some time. So not really sure what's going on there either. We've lost some great guys over the years. People come and go. I understand this is not a static thing. We're not going to have the same people every week. I understand that, but I am very appreciative of all you that do show up and participate and become part of it, and that come and be part of the gathering and things like that. So hopefully it works out for more people than it doesn't. It's always a crapshoot, but we're going to roll the dice and try it, and that's what we're going to shoot for. So, but yeah, awesome, Sam. Glad you're back. But with that, I think we'll go ahead and wind this thing down. I appreciate you being here. We had a great time tonight. I missed Toy Tuesday last week. I'm going to get something shot and up if I don't have time to go live. It depends on how my week, how this week starts off, or getting caught up from last. I haven't even unloaded slot machines yet. Slot machines are still sitting in the backseat of Dad's pickup. I haven't even taken Dad's pickup back yet. It's over in my other building. I parked it in there. My slot machines are still in there. I haven't even taken Dad's pickup out and put it away at his shop yet from going to Meekum last week. So anyway, exactly. That's perfect. Another reason if Pete's got you on the email list, you can keep up with things that way as well. Good idea, Pete. That's perfect. So glad you're enjoying it, Hubcap. We try to have a lot of fun. We'll see. We'll try to get something up Tuesday night, and then, like I said, Wednesday and Friday night we will be back on a normal cycle finally, as far as feeding videos, so you guys can keep up with what's going on. We have a ton of new inventory you guys haven't seen yet. We've got the Meekum videos. We've got a lot of great stuff. Thanks for being here, Scott, on Facebook. Glad you were here tonight, and we'll have some more fun. And that's one I was thinking of, Kenny. Jason Withrow was a great guy we lost, and we've lost a few others. But Withrow was a very, very stout supporter and was here religiously. So, yeah, we hated when we lost Withrow a few years ago. But, it happens. And we just got to keep moving forward. And we appreciate everybody and everything they've done for the show and for the channel to keep moving us along. So tell your friends about us. Have them stop by and join us. Have them check out some of the videos. Help me put the word out. Hit that hype button. Keep hyping those videos up now that we'll start getting some videos back out on a regularly scheduled basis. That all helps. And we will see everybody next Sunday night. Same bat time, same bat station for some more Sunday night Gearhead Interactive live chat. Make sure you get in on the raffle. Get your entries in for the gathering. We'll start hammering the details out on that as we move forward. That's right, Big Job. And can't wait to see who's going to make it this year. Looking forward to it. With that, you guys have a great week, and we will see you, if nothing else, hope to see you next Sunday night. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your participation.